Welcome to China Today. I'm Li from Guangxi Normal University. In this section, I'm going to introduce to you Chinese tea. The section covers 4 aspects: history of Chinese tea, classification of Chinese tea, methods of drinking tea, and the art of tea. Let's take a look at the development of Chinese tea in history. At the end of the Warring States period, Emperor Qin Shi Huang unified the 6 states in ancient China. This made the culture of tea drinking and the technique in tea cultivation spread from the original Bashu area to the middle and the lower reaches of the Yangtze River. In the Tang Dynasty, tea drinking and tea cultivation were popular over the country. Lu Yu in the Tang Dynasty wrote tea classics. Thus, he was revered as the saint of tea. Tea was spread over the world from China by sea or by land later. It was spread to Japan and Korea in the Tang and Song dynasties. In the Song dynasty China, the Japanese Zen master Ensai brought to Japan tea leaves and tea seeds from Tiantai Mountain, China, along with the technique of planting tea, making tea, and the etiquette of drinking tea. Zen master Ensai wrote a book titled Drinking Tea for Health, Keisayo Joki in Japanese. This book made tea popular in Japan gradually and then developed into Japanese tea ceremony today. From the 17th century to the late 19th century, Chinese tea leaves had spread over Europe, America, Asia, Africa, and Australia. At present, there are over 60 countries and regions producing tea in the world. Tea has become the top 1 non-alcoholic drink in the world, followed by coffee and cocoa. After learning the history of Chinese tea, I'd like to ask you, what do you know about the classification of Chinese tea? There are many ways to classify the tea, according to the fermentation degree of tea leaves. Chinese tea can be divided into 6 basic categories, and reproduced tea based upon the 6 basic types. This classification is commonly known as 6+1. The 6 basic types of tea are green tea, the unfermented tea; white tea, the slightly fermented tea; yellow tea, the mildly fermented tea; blue tea or oolong tea, the half-fermented tea; black tea, the completely fermented tea; and dark tea, the pale-fermented tea. The representatives of green tea are Longjing tea and Biluochun tea, etc. The representatives of white tea are silver needle tea and white peony tea, etc. The representatives of yellow tea are Junshan silver needle tea from Yueyang, Hunan province, and Mengding Huangya tea, etc. Blue tea is also called oolong tea, whose representatives are the oolong tea in northern Fujian, Tieguanyin tea, Dongding oolong tea from Taiwan, etc. The representatives of black tea are Qihong black tea from Anhui, Chuanhong black tea from Sichuan, etc. The representatives of dark tea are Anhua dark tea from Hunan, fermented Pu'er tea from Yunnan, etc. The reproduced tea can be further divided into many subcategories, such as flower tea, compressed tea, extracted tea, fruit-flavored tea, and healthcare tea, etc. Here comes the topic on how to drink tea. Let's get to know more about it. 煎茶 was the method of making tea in Tang Dynasty, and 点茶 was the method of making tea in Song Dynasty, while steeping tea or 泡茶 grew popular in Ming and Qing dynasties. Nowadays, steeping tea is still the popular way of making tea in China, but the tea making tends to be less complicated. The tea steeping process is composed of 5 basic steps. Let's watch a short video to learn how to steep tea.
泡茶步骤一般需要5步：一、温杯，将茶杯洗净，用开水稍微烫一下；二、醒茶，将茶叶放入高温烫过的茶杯中，用85摄氏度的开水冲泡，水量盖过茶叶稍多一些即可。等茶叶舒展片刻，将水倒掉。此步骤可醒茶和去除杂质。三、冲泡，冲泡时适当提高水壶的位置，水温80到90摄氏度为好。四、赏茶，刚刚泡好的茶温度过高，当时不宜牛饮，先仔细欣赏一番，闻其香，观其色形之变化。五、饮茶，待茶汤凉至适口，即可慢慢品尝。
Besides its myriad health benefits, tea has other important functions as well. The wonderful delight is found not just in the tea's color, aroma, taste, and shape, but also in its ability to warm the heart, to give us joy and relaxation, to calm us, to purify our minds. It's easy to understand that Chinese people regard enjoyment of tea as an art, which was mostly represented with tea ceremony. Drinking and appreciating tea can be a lifestyle. The Chinese tea ceremony reflects the central idea of Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism. Through the making, appreciating, smelling, and enjoying of tea, friendship is increased, virtue is cultivated. Let's experience the enchanting enjoyment of tea by watching a musical video which is starred by a renowned Chinese musician of classic music, Ha Hui. As an old saying goes, firewood, rice, cooking, oil, salt, soy sauce, vinegar, and tea are the 7 necessities of daily life. To the Chinese, tea is the most important drink to entertain guests. It is also a healthful drink for both Chinese people and tea lovers around the world. Dear students, this lecture comes to an end now. See you next time.